Hello everybody, peace and blessings to you. I hope that this video meets you well. I am Letitia, 42-year-old millennial mom of 5 kids, immigrant living in the US, and many more things. This is my channel, Letitia Learns Life, and this is basically a channel in which I use to share feelings, observations, thoughts, just to process what's going on, talking about politics, talking about life, talking about politics from a different standpoint, talking about politics from a spiritual perspective, from an infj, empath, idealist, agnostic, progressive, pro-democracy, pro-love, pro-truth. What else? energy reading energy reading light worker perspective. you know, since the election night in the US, since the inauguration, since all that has happened after November, whatever the election there was, November 5th or whenever it was, all that has happened since election night, and the shift of energy, the shift of vibes, and just the whole direction of the planet and humanity and how things are going, and just everything that has been happening since then. I have felt activated to be a light worker and to really step into my light and to really be intentional with everything I do, with the energy I put out, the energy I take in, with the information I absorb, with how I process information, how I deal with stuff, to really pay attention, to really absorb and observe and feel and process and understand and learn and create tools and figure out ways to get by. So this video is not going to be long. For one, it is very chilly outside. Two, I am expected um, in our home office. I am actually supposed to be doing stuff to help today, to help out with my husband's work and our family business. I am usually a home schooling, home managing mom. In my daily responsibilities, I take care of the home to a certain extent. I manage the home. Like I say, home managing as opposed to home making, because I don't do all this stuff. I manage as in I do some, and I arrange and make sure that whatever needs to be done is done, and the responsibilities are shared by the entire family. So basically I just try to keep things going smoothly and harmonically, and you know going as well as possible for our family, making sure things get done. So that's why I say home managing as opposed to home making. I don't do much of the cooking. I do 2%, maybe 5% of the cooking. I just ate breakfast and my husband made it. I barely prepare my own meals. My husband does that for me, and I greatly appreciate it. And I try to share the responsibility by doing other things and making sure the laundry is done, and, you know, making sure other things get done, and the kids get, they learn stuff, and I work out. I do my part in different ways, but I don't do much of the cooking. Every once in a while, I would go in the kitchen and bake cookies or bake something, but that is on a small percentage of the cooking that is done and the meal preps that are done in our household. My daughter is actually the family baker. She's the one that would bake often and experiment and try new things and bake interesting foods and Instagram worthy, prepare Instagram worthy sweet treats for our family. So the reason that I have snuck out to try to record this video, and I am recording on April 1st, 2025, is because I wanted to share as an energy reader. This video is coming from an energy reading perspective today. I wanted to share that I've been feeling some really intense energy since yesterday and the day before. You know, I had to nap yesterday because I had to catch up on my sleep, because I couldn't really sleep the night before, even with the things that I would usually do to help me to fall asleep. I didn't sleep well. So I spent a lot of yesterday napping, and the energy has just been intense. It's been intense in terms of a lot of things haven't been going very smoothly. I I've there's been just a lot of challenges with the technology and just different things in our house. A lot of things just haven't been going smoothly. And then the little bit of time that I spend on social media, not a lot, but a little bit of time I check in on what's going on and the headlines that are popping up on your phone, it is not looking, it's not so great. You're feeling the whole fascism vibes intensely. You're feeling these people lean in to their horror and lean in to the awful things that they're doing to the world. You are hearing and reading about or seeing the headlines, because again, I haven't been leaning into reading a lot of the articles, but you're seeing the headlines about the people, the Palestinians that are being killed. I saw the headline with the 15 aid workers that were killed that had their what do they call it, their symbol or the thing, the identification thing, the band or whatever. I don't remember what to call it in my head right now, but to identify that they are, aid, humanitarian aid workers, that the humanitarian aid workers that were killed by Israeli soldiers or the Israeli military, whatever, that were shot at and killed. And you got this guy talking about, you got the media um, informing us about this guy talking about looking into running for a third term. I don't know how they're presenting it, like a joke or whatever, or they're just presenting it as as okay, well, let's seriously consider this or whatever. I don't know. But this guy talking about running for a third term, you got people doing illegal things, like Elon Musk doing more illegal shit to steal more elections. So there's a lot of corruption and illegal stuff happening. And the energy is just awful and intense. And, you know, there's reason to fear. There's reason to feel fear. There's reason to fear, And I was just feeling anxious and feeling jittery. And I was feeling it. And I have, since I've come downstairs and I got breakfast, and I while I was watching breakfast, I started to put on the series that Meghan Markle, if I'm calling the name correctly, the Duchess of Sussex, the American princess, I don't know, Meghan Markle, um, have on Netflix with Love Meghan. And that kind of like did a good job, along with the breakfast, with helping to bring that energy, that intense energy down. That intense energy. And then now being outside in this chilly, chilly morning, feeling the breeze, it brought the energy down, and I feel like, okay, I'm calm again. I'm calm again. And I just wanted to share that. It's cold out here. I'm gonna go inside. I just wanted to share that. I wanted to document it, that we have to be intentional. We have to be intentional of how we manage our energy and manage, especially, I'm speaking especially for the empaths, the intuitives, the energy readers like me, the people that feel the energy more than anybody else. They don't only feel theirs, they feel the entire thing. You feel all of it, you know. It's intense. It is intense. It is intense. This moment feels really, really intense. And I just wanted to document that, what it feels like on April 1st. I don't know where April is going, but right now, the way how it started, ooh, we have to wait and see how April turns out. But I know it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be a battle. And I'm praying for us. I'm praying for us. You know, remember to let that light shine, to keep the light on, to don't feed them your fear, because that's what they're eating. That's the energy they're eating. That's what they're devouring to give them strength. Don't feed them your fear. And do everything that you can to keep that vibration high. It's a lot of effort. It's not easy. It is definitely harder than it's ever been. And I don't know what the future holds, but I know that's what we gotta do. Thanks for watching. Hey everybody, it's still April 1st and it's around 6:14 in the evening, and this is just a short little evening note. You know, this morning I did a recording and I shared the intense energy of today that I've been feeling, and the energy that I've been feeling for the last 2 days. You know, the vibes, I don't know, I was just feeling some interesting energy. I just felt like a lot of things was happening all at the same time. And I know that we know that a lot of things have been happening all at the same time based on just what we know, just what is being made public, what we're being informed about, what we know, you know, based on public information of what is going on. But I could imagine if all that we know of what is happening publicly is happening, if all that's going on and that's all public stuff, we could only imagine all of what is in the works, what is happening, what is going on behind the scenes that we don't even know about. This is historic times. This is historic times, and these aren't easy times, you know. I feel a lot of the times I feel very, very honored and blessed and privileged to be alive and young in my 40s, but just the right age, you know, not too old that, you know, not too old to be mourning a world that I have known for my entire life, that I have known for almost 70, 80 years. Not too old to really get out there and make a difference, or to really have the energy and the strength and the desire and the, to have the fire of a younger person. But I'm not too young to not know what's happening. I'm just in the right peak of wisdom and understanding and experience, just right there in the middle, as a millennial, as a woman in her 40s, as a midlife mom. Just enough wisdom and understanding and experience to receive this moment differently than how I would have received it if I was in my 20s, how I would receive it if I was in my 30s. I am so appreciative and honored and blessed and thankful to be a part of, according to the Fourth Turning book. The Fourth Turning is here, by Neil Howe, according to his studies and his way of wording it, the hero generation. I am so proud to be a part of the millennial crew, the millennial generation. You know, not too old, not too young. I don't know if there's any such thing as too old or too young, but I know that you guys understand what I mean. The, not too old nor too young to absorb and observe and understand and appreciate and take in and work through and just be in it. Just be in it. And I know there's a lot of people that might be my age that might be just clueless, not really paying attention to what's going on, or paying attention to what's going on but freaking the hell out, or everybody's handling it differently. I appreciate the fact that I was born for such a time as this, and I am exactly who I am, and I think the way I think, I just appreciate that I am who I am in this moment. This is a this is a these are scary times, even though for me I have a lot to fear, just like everybody else. I have reason to be afraid. I have a reason to be afraid for myself. I have reason to be afraid for my family. I know that to a certain extent, you don't feel safe or as comfortable as how you would feel in normal times, different times under better leadership. You there's an element of there's reason to fear. There's an element of scariness in this timeline, because it's not only the American president and American leadership that is bad. It is a lot of is a time of dictators. It's their moment. It's the moment where they're all in on all of the, everything that they've been trying to do, everything that they've been working towards. They're all in. They're in it together. You know, there's a certain element of a force of darkness, as I say, or people call it the axis of evil. There's a certain element of evil and darkness working together to create a world, create an energy, create a world according to their image, according to their vision. And their world is so ugly. Their world is so greedy and corrupt and selfish and cruel and dark and wicked and destructive, and their world is a prison. It is a vision of control, of controlling people and ruling the world domination, a vision of world domination. But I am glad to be a millennial. I'm glad to be alive at this time, and I wanted to check in. I wanted to record a video, even though it was kind of like watching something that I was enjoying, and it would have been much easier and more calming and peaceful to just be in my bed right now watching the show that I'm watching. I'm just relaxing. I'm vibing. I'm relaxing. But I wanted to check in, and I wanted to say my day started out intense and jittery and shaky and nervous and heavy. And somewhere along the lines, I use the tools. I breathe. I focus my attention on positive things. I listen to positive things. I reminded myself of things. I took deep breaths. I slowed down. I kept calm. And I used the tools that I have been practicing so that I could stabilize my emotions, so I could manage my emotions, so I could balance. I'm trying to find the words, but balance my emotions. And along with that, I reminded myself, I reminded myself of what this moment is all about, what I know this moment is all about. And I reminded myself of my power. And I reminded myself of the the power and strength and the ability I have to be a vessel. I try to find the right words of change. And like I said, I listen to videos and things that help me to get my vibration high, and to understand this moment and to put this moment in perspective, so I didn't get caught up in just the ugly things. Because like I tell you all, there are some ugly things, you know and I am aware of the ugly things. I am aware of them. I see it. I see the headlines. I see the news. I went on Blue Sky today. I went on Blue Sky to get a little bit to hear what people were saying about. Actually, to mostly I went on Blue Sky to hear what people were saying about Senator Cory Booker, who is in the middle of filibuster right now, and you know A filibuster is a long ass speech, like a long, just to basically to speak and speak and speak and speak and hold up to the business as usual of the Senate for as long as physically possible until you can't talk anymore. He has been at it for 23 hours, and what I learned is that, other Democratic senators are helping with the filibuster by asking some really long questions. So to give him the opportunity to take a breath and take a break, they ask really long questions to keep the filibuster going. And I just checked in, and the filibuster has been going for about a little over 23 hours. And I tell you, I'm going to remember April 1st no longer as April Fool's, although I never really did care for April Fool's Day. To me, April 1st, from here on out, is going to be Senator Cory Booker Filibuster Day. Senator Cory Booker Filibuster Day. And I am going to remember this day and document it in whatever ways I can to remember this moment in history that I'm witnessing. You know, I am learning how to regulate my emotions because I want to bear witness of this historical moment, because I feel like even though it is very familiar and it is really tapping into our triggers and traumas, as I say, it's really working our last nerve, I guess. It is bringing up all the shadows. It is forcing us to face all the things, our fears, everything. All our triggers and traumas are just coming up to the surface. This moment is not leaving anything untouched, any trigger or trauma untouched. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. And I know the reason for that is not so the axis of evil can win, not so the dark forces could win. I know that the reason for that is because we are moving in to the new earth vision, the new earth timeline, the healed timeline, the better timeline, the timeline where we are going to do better than this. I know that the leaders, the people are going to step up and wake up and lead. I know that we are moving into a moment of healing and growth and overcoming. Okay, and overcoming and being everything that we were supposed to be, that we were made to be, stepping into our power. I know this from my own personal experience that I am stepping into my power, stepping into my light. I am facing my fears and learning how to not be so easily triggered, and learning how to regulate my emotions, and learning how to pray. And when I say learning how to pray, I pray not as I was taught in church. I pray the way how I pray. I pray the way how prayer resonates with me. I pray in this quiet, it's always active. It's always active, conscious prayer, because I pray through my movement and the energy and the feelings. And I know that I'm always praying, I know that I'm always praying. So I have learned how to pray, and I've learned how to breathe, and I've learned how to regulate, and I'm practicing, and I'm learning and creating tools to become my most empowered self, So I just wanted to say that I freaking won today. I don't know when this video is going to be posted, because I post my videos in order, and I just edited a video today that I recorded on March 21st or 22nd. I can't remember. March 21st or 22nd. I just edited that today, and I got a few more to post, to edit and post. And because I think that every single one of the videos that I record have purpose, and it's to meet the ears of somebody. It's supposed to be heard. There is things in it that will help people, so I posted my things in order. So I don't know when this video is going to be posted, but let me tell you something. I won April 1st. I don't know who else won April 1st, but I won April 1st, and I think Cory Booker is winning April 1st, and I think all the senators that helped him out is winning April 1st, and I think that all the people who he has motivated and inspired is winning April 1st. So April 1st is, we knocked this out of the park. We knocked this out of the park. Whenever you watch this video, please take a vibes check. If we are still here and we are still fucking standing and we are still strong and we are stronger than we were when it was April 1st, because this is not going to be posted today. It's going to be posted maybe next week, or I don't know when, or over the weekend, who knows. But take a vibes check of where you at right now, and are you still standing? Did you make it? Did you make it to today, whenever today is for you? You know, remember the good stuff. Focus your mind on the positive things. Focus your mind on the good things around you, and keep that light on. Keep that light shining. Don't feed your fear, feed your faith. Because at the end of the day, we're moving into something better, and we will win. 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 Thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, week, month. We're going to win. I promise. We're going to win.